Live and local with coverage you can count on. This is WNEM TV5 News at 11.
Yeah, the night's wrapping up clear and calm over mid-Michigan as we take a live look outside both Saginaw and Flint. But what a crazy weather day this has been.
Yeah, earlier in the day, roads were icy and dicey for drivers, but warmer temps later changed all that. And now all the snow melting presents a flooding problem.
Yeah, especially with the rain on the way. Chief Meteorologist Doug Moats tracking all that for us now from the Weather Center. Doug.
Yeah, not only is it going to be just rain, but some of it could be relatively heavy, and that's one of the things that we are tracking tonight. Outside, you see mainly cloudy skies, but you don't have to go all that far out to see some rain that's going to be moving in overnight tonight in the early AM hours. And we're going to have a couple of rounds of this, the start of the day tomorrow and then another round later in the day. There's also a dense fog advisory in effect for tonight. That will remain in effect until tomorrow for portions of the area. So dense fog over southwestern portions of the state is going to be likely. Freezing rain advisory to the north, Roscommon, Ogama, and Iosco counties included in that. Temperatures right now in the middle 30s. You'll wake up that same way tomorrow. It's going to be a soggy day. Temperatures are going to climb all the way into the upper 50s, and we have some showers and thunderstorms to talk about. We'll do that in your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Saginaw's budget is in the red, and to fix its budget problems, it seems the city is turning over every rock to find some extra cash for the city. But one suggestion by Mayor Greg Branch may not be sitting well with some Saginaw residents. WNEM TV5's Andrew Keller joins us live and local in Saginaw with the details on this plan. Andrew.
Katie, this is the proposal that Greg Branch has issued to the city manager. He says that it might not have all the answers, but it's at least a start. It could act as a Band-Aid, and yes, if you have a lead foot or if you like driving fast and possibly running a red light here or there, you definitely will not like what the mayor is proposing.
Saginaw Mayor Greg Branch says his public safety proposal could be a key to help put the city's budget back on track. Branch calls for more enforcement on what may commonly be considered lesser crimes in his 18-page proposal he submitted to the city manager. He wants the police to focus more on ticketing people who speed, litter, or even vandalize. He thinks it not only will help deter major crime, but will help pad the city's pocketbooks. Some people I talked to tonight say if something like this shows promise, the city should definitely do it.
Enforcing the laws that are out there already, enforce them. That's what their job is to do, is to enforce them. And I say, by all means, enforce.
Branch says focusing on writing more tickets could be quite a boost to the bottom line. In one projection, he shows that if an officer writes 18 tickets per shift at an average of $75 each, the city could make an additional $4.4 million a year. But one Saginaw resident says she can't buy into this because there needs to be a focus on major crimes.
I think they have bigger things they should be worrying about than spending their time on the streets trying to find traffic violations and stuff like that.
Now, in this same proposal, the mayor says that the fire department could issue some citations as well. He believes that the fire department firefighters, they can be cross-trained in doing building inspections and also code and environmental enforcement. Now, ideally, with this all in place, firefighters would bring in an additional $1.2 million in added revenue. Live and local in Saginaw, I'm Andrew Keller, WNEM TV5.
All right, Andrew, and this is just one way Saginaw officials are trying to pad the pocketbooks. We told you about another one last week where city firefighters are responding to minor fender benders and are billing insurance companies for the cleanup and manpower.
More local news now. TV5 getting results. Retirees were asked to pay back thousands of dollars due to a pension error, but that's now on hold. As we first reported, McLaren Bay Region made an error in calculating pensions. The hospital asked more than 200 retirees to pay back hundreds of thousands of dollars with interest. But today a spokesperson says that McLaren is trying to now strike a deal with the IRS to, in essence, backdate their pension plan, and that would make it like the overpayments never happened.
If they work with us and do what they say they're going to do, we're satisfied, I think. If not, we're back to square zero. We might still have to pay it all.
Retirees will have to wait 12 to 18 months to find out what the IRS decides. Some of those retirees were underpaid, and their checks will go out March 1st.
The first of 18 local governments in Bay County has voted on a new water supply plan. Hampton Township agreed to building a new water treatment plant. Commissioners approved it last week. The new plant will tap into the same system that provides water to Midland and Saginaw. This Wednesday, all municipalities involved will be present for a water agreement signing.
Across the Tri-Cities tonight, change is on the way for Bay City. Commissioners laying out some upcoming plans tonight, some of them favorable, others not so much, to members of the community during an annual town hall meeting. TV5's Bill Walsh has that story.
About 100 residents at the State Theater heard about the renovated City Hall that's scheduled to open later this year, plus a county-wide water deal expected to improve water quality is close to being cut. And Dow Corning, condominiums, and shopping are headed to the riverfront in 2 separate developments.
A tremendous potential for the growth and prosperity of Bay City.
Still, some residents like Mike Mosher have concerns about the state of Bay City, about combining police and fire into one public safety department.
I don't want people with experience who've learned how to fight fires in our city let off.
While combining police and fire into a public safety department not always popular with residents, city leaders say that conversion has put their finances in the best shape they've been in years.
When we get down to the end of that budget, we'll actually be in the black instead of in the red this year.
City leaders say moving to public safety officers will save Bay City nearly $2 million by 2017.
A ton of good news.
It was a busy 2012 for the Bay City Commission and Mayor Chris Shannon. They say Bay City's future is bright, and they expect their hard work to start paying off. In Bay City, Bill Walsh, WNEM TV5.
The first of Bay City's new public safety officers are expected to hit the streets in June.
New tonight, the saga over Michigan's right-to-work law isn't over just yet. Governor Rick Snyder wants the Supreme Court, the Michigan Supreme Court, to put a rush on determining the law's constitutionality, especially since it becomes effective in 2 months. Questions must be resolved before new contract talks begin this summer. Mr. Snyder is trying to avoid an influx of lawsuits from labor unions.
The state is warning about a scam tonight, one that threatens you with jail time if you don't show up for jury duty. It works like this. You get an official sounding phone call claiming to be from your local court, telling you that you missed jury duty and now there's a bench warrant out for your arrest. Your only way out of it, pay a $500 fine with your credit card. They also might try to get you to give up your social security number. So don't fall for it. Report it to the police and to the court that the caller claims to represent.
Young men who have aged out of the state's foster care system are getting a new lease on life.
One of the stories we're following for you county by county tonight. An open house held for Mason's Refuge in Flint. It's an adult foster home for young men between the ages of 18 and 21, where they learn life skills and get job training.
This is so critical. The need is huge. There's 27,000 aged out youth here in the United States. Here in Michigan, about 450 age out every year. And so many of them end up homeless, incarcerated, unemployed.
The home will house 6 boys, and they hope to open one for girls in the spring.
It is the most awesome thing you'll see on the basketball court. The Harlem Globetrotters certainly gave fans a show tonight at Ferrani Event Center on their You Write the Rules World Tour. Fans vote online for the wildest and wackiest rules they could to make the basketball stars play by.
Snowfest 2013 breaking records. That 6-day event in Frankenmuth attracted some 150,000 visitors, breaking the attendance record that was set just last year. Snowfest wrapped up tonight with a food competition with local chefs and culinary students. And as far as the curveball thrown by Mother Nature today, well, they got lucky.
The weather cooperated with us 100%, and everything went right like clockwork. It was almost to the point where I thought something's going to go wrong here, but it never did.
Organizers said that Saturday alone, Zenders served 13,000 pieces of chicken, one of their top 3 busiest days ever.
WNEM TV5 News next.
Kid Rock with a shocking request for fans. Wait until you hear what he's banning at his next concert.
Every Super Bowl, some of the most memorable moments aren't from the field, but the commercials. And this year, companies are going big with ads by giving you sneak previews.
Are you a parent of a Boy Scout? The organization could be making controversial changes to who they let into the Scouts. That's next.
Thanks for joining us tonight on TV5 News at 11.
Serving Sandusky, Podunk, Denmark Township in your hometown too. It is coverage you can count on.